Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Vigoroth. Vigoroth on a team that is very near and dear to my heart. Many of you loyal to the channel may recognize this very team that we are showcasing today in the Great League, guys. This is a team that I know has helped many of you in the past achieve your goals in Pokemon Go Battle League, and in Season 11, where rankings are back, there's nothing better to help you climb the ranks than a very strong and solid ABB-style team, and that is exactly what we have today, guys. Vigoroth will be serving as the safe swap on this team today with Skarmory and Scrafty. Vigoroth, I think, has been slept on lately, guys. I have not seen very many Vigoroths in the Open Great League, so I figured, maybe we ought to remind everyone the power of Vigoroth, along with Scrafty in the back to close the game strong. My goodness, guys, many of you may already know, Scrafty is quite powerful and can sweep an endgame if you give it a chance and you have the right setup for it. So Scrafty's going to be in the back to close it out, along with Skarmory on the lead, guys. The Skarmory-Scrafty core is quite powerful in the Great League, as Skarmory protects Scrafty from, of course, the Charmers and those poison grass types that we often see in the Great League. So very powerful team, and I wanted to give it a shot today. I had a blast with it, guys. I've had tons of success with this team in the past, so I really wanted to find out if it could still put in work. And here we go, picking up a positive lead. And Venusaur, they safe swap into a Sableye, so we go into Scrafty, and we are looking to play this out. We do win this if we successfully call the return, or call a bait, I should say, and they do shield up our foul play, as they absolutely need the flip switch advantage with their Sableye. We recognize that, so we shield the big return, and they did not appreciate us shielding their return, making them waste all that energy, and they said, to heck with this, I am out of here, as they top left. That's going to be a good game, well played. Always have a blast when I run this team, and I have not run it for a very long time, guys. A lot has changed since I've last run this team, but you still play it the same, guys. And those of you familiar with this team from my features on it in the past, you know how I preach how to play Altaria and Azumarill leads, guys. With an ABB team, you got to swap out at some point. You might as well maximize that effort by going for the Brave Bird. You're either going to do loads of damage like we did there, or grab a shield advantage as you make a play into Vigoroth, and that is what this team is designed to do. Draw out the fighters like what we see here in Medicham. Guys, if you run a team like this, or if you run this team, I should say, get comfortable with drawing out that Medicham. That is what this team is designed to do. If you swap into Vigoroth and you draw out a strong fighter like this, the team is working to perfection. You have to get very comfortable with it. You just go straight body slam until they take you out and they look to undercharge. That was bizarre. Why build all the way up to a Psychic if you're just going to undercharge it? Very bizarre play by them, but we press on as we look to come back in with our Skarmory. We will shield up the Ice Punch and look to farm this Medicham all the way down. Our Skarmory is pretty low. We know that we put in some work on that Altaria. It's just about done. And they've got a Stunfisk, guys. It is just about lights out. The Skarmory is just about done. I figured go for the power-up punch here to really get that power-up punch train rolling as we take out the Altaria. And it is lights out, guys. This Stunfisk can do nothing on even shields against our Scrafty. Once that power-up punch train gets rolling, it is over. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. I tell you guys, when I started running this team, it was like riding a bike, guys. I've used this team so much in the past. I haven't skipped a beat with running this team, and here we go. We've got a Swampert on the lead, pretty neutral lead. The way I usually like to play it is I'll tank the Hydro Cannon and try to either do a lot of damage with a Sky Attack or grab a shield advantage before making a play into Vigoroth. Vigoroth can absolutely put in work on Swampert, we did loads of damage, so now we make the play into our Vigoroth, and we draw out a Scrafty. This is beautiful. This is what this team is designed to do. Like I mentioned before, you want to draw out that strong fighter with Vigoroth. That way Scrafty can roam free in the endgame. That is exactly how this team is designed. And here we are. We do tank the first power-up punch, and we will look to go for a body slam, guys. This is the power of Vigoroth on the safe swap, guys. We're about to grab a shield advantage. They absolutely had the shield if they wanted to flip switch. And that is the power of Vigoroth on the safe swap. One of the most clutch safe swaps you can run in the Great League, even now. And we go in with Scrafty, hoping that they would blind throw a foul play, but they held on to their energy and they threw a power-up punch. It didn't make a whole lot of a difference as we do shield up that loaded Hydro Cannon that the Swampert had. We make an aggressive play back into our Skarmory, and we draw out an Abomasnow. My goodness, guys. Scrafty is absolutely going to feast on this Abomasnow. We did sneak through an Air Slash, so we under-tapped, excuse me. We didn't want to over-tap because that could have been disastrous. We wouldn't have been able to get off our Sky Attack there to pressure that last shield. And I was thinking a Weather Ball from a Shadow Abomasnow would do a lot more damage than the Hydro Cannon. I'm probably dead wrong on that. But I know that Scrafty can tank a Hydro Cannon from Swampert from this health range, so I chose not to risk it. And it all played out well in the end. It played according to plan, and that is with Scrafty closing the game strong. That's going to be a good game. Well played. To start things off right with a few fun bonus battles, as we move into the featured set of the video, we are met with a Registeel. So we treat this as we do with any steel lead. We go immediately into Vigoroth, and we look to play from here. They are staying in a little bit, most likely to try and pressure our shields, or threaten a one-shot with a Focus Blast. And we're not having that. We're absolutely shielding up the Focus Blast. And we hold on to our energy as they try to catch a Bulldoze onto their Flying-type Mandibuzz. We're not letting that happen, guys. We've been around too long. We're a little too seasoned to let that happen, guys. So the Mandibuzz eats a Body Slam for its troubles. And they go Aerial Ace here. Very interesting. The correct move would be to go for the foul play, for sure, in this circumstance, as we are not a fighting type. Although we kind of play like a fighter, we're not a fighter. We're just a mono normal type that can spam off body slams like you wouldn't believe against the Mandibuzz. Vigoroth, holy smokes, guys. Putting in the work against a very tanky Mandibuzz, and they go Aerial Ace again, so very interesting. Maybe they're running an alternative moveset, maybe Shadow Ball. I don't recommend that, guys. Definitely go foul play on Mandibuzz. And they come in with a Swampert. So we're just going to let her rip with these body slams, guys. And these body slams hit a little bit different coming from Vigoroth, I must say, as we grab both of the shields. Vigoroth is putting in the work, guys. I'm telling you, Vigoroth is about as clutch as any Pokemon on the safe swap, and it shows right there, guys. Grabbing a shield advantage and taking out a Mandibuzz. You don't get much better than that. So we come in with our Skarmory to soak all this damage, and we now have the counter out of the way for Scrafty, so we're saving a shield for Scrafty to clean up this endgame. And typically, I would highly recommend going foul play against a steel type like Registeel. But because we got this Registeel below half health, I'm thinking that power-up punch with the boosted counters, well, I know that that'll be more than enough to take out the Reggie, but I wanted to get that power-up punch train rolling for the Swampert. It's still relatively healthy, and Swampert can farm up energy quite fast. But I know that from this health range, we tank one of whatever the Swampert could possibly throw. They do have the energy for a potential Sludge Wave or an Earthquake, which we live as we counter down the Swampert with our boosted counters. Guys, I'm telling you, once you get that power punch train rolling, it is just about lights out for everything with Scrafty. That's going to be a good game. Well played. I'd say, guys, this team is good for a win or two in the Open Great League. It's still pretty good despite all of the shifts in the meta since I've last tried it out. And here we go, met with a Stunfisk. So as with any Steel lead, we're going immediately into Vigoroth, and they meet us with a Trevenant. So I have a sneaking suspicion that this is a very powerful Trevenant team that I featured yesterday on yesterday's Great League video, guys. I'm hoping like heck that there is not an Azumarill in the back, but that's what I'm thinking, guys. Stunfisk on the lead, Trevenant on the safe swap, and Azumarill in the back. I featured it in that order in yesterday's video on Trevenant. So if it's a Azu in the back, it's bad news for us because they can flip switch advantage here, but we're going to try our very best to at least get alignment. So we do go completely down on shields. As you can see, we're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this Trevenant, guys, but it's still standing here in front of us, and we finally take it out with resisted counters. We threw every move imaginable at that thing, and we did take it out in the end. So we do have the alignment, but I'm thinking at what cost? Because the play for them would be to obviously take us out, but they have a 2-shield advantage, and there it is. Would you know, guys, they got an Azumarill in the back. So yeah, this is the very popular Trevenant Azumarill Stunfisk team, but they're running it in the way that I most prefer for those of you who happened to catch yesterday's video. But I don't know if they caught yesterday's video because they're running Ice Beam on Azumarill in the back. You guys know I prefer Hydro Pump on Azumarill as the closer, but that is okay. In case you guys haven't noticed, it's lights out for us because a 2-shield Azumarill absolutely dominates Skarmory with no shields. It is just about lights out for us. We should be top lefting because this Azumarill is absolutely going to take us out and most likely hit us with a Play Rough, which absolutely one-shots our Scrafty. So this is the one Achilles heel to this team, guys, particularly if they're running the Stunfisk lead variation. If it's the more commonly played Trevenant lead variation, you have a shot, but this one was just the kryptonite to this team, unfortunately, but good game, well played nonetheless. So that was the only legitimate loss with this team, guys. I did a few sets with it, and then I hopped over into the Great League Remix to try out some more teams over there as well. But this team performs beautifully, even to this day. So we had a Stunfisk on the lead. We go immediately into our Vigoroth. That is how you play any Steel lead that you are met with. You go immediately into Vigoroth and hopefully draw out a fighter like what we see here, guys. You don't shield anything against the Metacham or whatever fighter they meet you with. You just let her rip with the body slams, and depending on what they're running for their moveset, you could even grab a shield advantage, but this Metacham is running Ice Punch, and they're going to counter down, and that is completely fine. That is what this team is designed to do. You want to get that fighter out of the way. You want to draw it out with Vigoroth. That way you can hard farm it down with your Skarmory, and we did wait down our switch timer. That's something that you guys will want to get in the habit of doing. If you give up switch advantage, which means that you swap out, you always want to make sure you wait down your timer so that you can realign, guys. And here we go. They got a Bastiodon in the back. Scrafty's about to feast on this team, guys. It is lights out. They've got a Stunfisk and a Bastiodon. Scrafty's about to go to work, guys. GG's, trainer. Thank you so much for the battle. Scrafty was absolutely going to have a field day with the rest of that team. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. I'm going to say that last team that our opponent was running is the strongest case to be made against running ABA teams. They don't work as well as ABB teams, guys. Please keep that in mind. But yet another Stunfisk lead. Holy smokes, guys. We were losing lead a lot with this team, but that just goes to show the power of this team. We do draw out Not quite a fighter, but kind of plays like a fighter in Defense Form Deoxys. So this is played a little bit differently because Defense Form Deoxys can actually put in some work on our Skarmory. So we will play out the one shield scenario. We know that we do still lose that, but a lot of Defense Form Deoxyses will try and overload on energy. And we're here to let them know that they're not going to do that with us, guys. So we do shield and we threaten to KO them with a body slam of our own. They know that we mean business, so they're going to unload that energy. That's what we wanted. We don't want this thing taking advantage of their type advantage and overloading on energy on us. So yes, we are waiting down the switch timer yet again. And we're just going to look to farm down the Defense Form Deoxys here. And they are farming for days. They farmed, definitely are past a Rock Slide. And they have a Thunderbolt. They have Thunderbolt Rock Slide on their Deoxys. That was insane to see, guys. I don't know what they do against Swampert, but we press on nonetheless, guys. We did tank that like a champ, though, as we made a play into our Scrafty, and they've got a Trevenant left. So their win condition is to successfully call a bait. This is why you want to learn how to recognize your opponent's win conditions, because we did, and we did a lot of damage to that Trevenant, and it is just about lights out. This Stunfisk does have a significant health advantage on us, but so what we need to do is grab that last shield. Our Skarmory we know has loaded energy, and they can actually go Rock Slide from here on out. Rock Slide plus the Mud Shots can put in a lot of work on us from this health range. So we really want to threaten that last shield, because if we do, like we did there, it's combo play time. We had the Brave Bird locked and loaded, and that's going to be more than enough to take out the Stunfisk. As we say bye-bye to the Stunfisk, that's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. Nothing but pure domination with one of my all-time favorite teams to run in the Great League, guys. You love to see it. And here we go. Finally, a positive lead. Holy smokes. We've got a Nidoqueen on the lead. Skarmory absolutely dominates Nidoqueen. Everything that this Nidoqueen could possibly throw is resisted by our Skarmory. And yet they stay in. Anyways, looking to get off a debuff, I presume. I don't advise staying in on a Skarmory if you're running Nidoqueen on the lead. It's not a very close matchup by any means, and we are just going to stay in and take out the Nidoqueen if that's what they want to do. But no, they were looking to set up a catch onto a Politoed, and that is quite all right. We've got a pretty decent matchup against Politoed with both of our Pokemon in the back. So we do go into Vigoroth for this one. I wasn't expecting to see a Politoed, but it's quite all right. It is quite spammy, but it's not a Shadow, so it's not going to be doing too much damage. I'm telling you, Shadow Politoed, that bonus from the Shadow coupled with the spamminess makes it quite formidable. So that is working for us as well. And we will just go for the Body Slam spam on this Politoed until it is gone. The patented Body Slam spam. No one does it quite like Vigoroth, I must say. And I had lost track of this Politoed's energy, so I do decide to go completely down on shields, knowing that the Nidoqueen is pretty much done. I felt pretty comfortable doing that as they look to combo play us. They did build up to a potential Earth Power, but that's fine. We can come in with our Scrafty, get ahead on energy on the Nidoqueen. 2 counters do the trick, and they've got a Shadow Vic in the back, guys. I'm telling you, if you are running a Shadow Victory Bell in the back, I do not advise going completely down on shields. For that reason right there, we nearly one-shot it with a foul play, and a couple of counters will take it out. And all they have left now is that low-health Politoed. We're just going to go for the Power-Up Punch, and a couple of counters will be more than enough to take out the ultra-spammy Politoed as we close the game strong with our Scrafty yet again, guys. And that is the team. Holy smokes, I'm telling you guys. Did not skip a beat with this team. It has been nearly, almost 6 months now since I've last featured this team on the channel. A lot has changed since then, guys. We've seen the introduction of Walrein, the introduction of Trevenant, I believe, Araquanid, of course, Shadow, Alolan, Marowak. A lot of shifts in the meta since I've last run this team. So I thought, I wonder how my old team will do with this new Great League meta. And as you can see from this video, guys, it's still good. It still works to perfection, guys. So if you want a nice, slow, steady climb, you want to get in a nice rhythm in the Great League, this is a solid team to climb with. Doesn't score very high on PvPoke, but that does not always tell the whole story, guys, as I always say. So this team works beautifully, even with the shifts in the meta. I had a blast with it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.